Kia ora and welcome along to the Met Service National Forecast for today, Tuesday the 30th of May. Well, we'll take a look down towards the far southern parts of the country. That's where we're going to find a lot of our activity, or more especially on that western side of the Southland, I should say. You can see on this satellite chart a fair bit of cloud off that western coast. In amongst that, there's already some thunderstorms, and we've got a few more of those to come as we head through the rest of this afternoon, especially on that western side of the Southland. There could be one or two fairly heavy ones, perhaps even bringing some fairly intense bursts of rainfall. You can see up on the Northland there's some clearer skies, particularly on that eastern side. Not a bad looking story there as we head through the rest of this afternoon, but a lot of that activity on that western coast is going to be sticking with us through the daytime. Some heavy falls of rain through parts of Fiordland, Westland, up towards Buller, and you can see even by the end of the day up in towards parts of the Nelson region as well. On the eastern side, things generally are looking much better and dry. A bit of high cloud here and there, but really not a bad story. And even on the north side, we'll find more showers pushing on towards those southern parts as we head in towards the evening. But I think head towards the east, and generally it's a clearer and drier story. We have got some severe weather watches and warnings in place. The warning for the heavy rainfall through parts of Westland, south of Otira, is as we go through the rest of Tuesday afternoon. There's also a watch in place for that first part of the afternoon through in towards Fiordland, and a watch for some stronger winds through those parts of the Canterbury High Country. Those exposed areas may well find those winds gusting up to, or winds reaching severe gale, I should say, as we head through this afternoon to around about 5 or 6 o'clock this afternoon as this front runs in. And we have also got a severe thunderstorm watch down that western coast from Buller right the way down in towards Westland. May well find some fairly severe thunderstorms as we head through this afternoon for Thursday, and they may well bring with them the chance of one or two small, relatively localised tornadoes as well, particularly around the coastal parts of that western side of the Southland. So do head along to the Met Service website for all the latest information on those. As we head through in towards Thursday, well, Wednesday, even before we get into Thursday, we're going to find this front moves northwards. It keeps a few showers on that western side, but I think out towards the east, there's plenty of clear sky. Not a bad story. On that western side of the Southland, even as we go through in towards Wednesday itself, we'll find more showers still sticking with us. Generally drier and clearer through Canterbury up towards Marlborough, and for most of the Northland as well, not a bad story at all. We'll start off up on the Northland. You can see what I mean. We've got areas of cloud pushing in from the west with those west or southwesterly winds, bring with them a few showers, but even up through, like I say, Auckland and Northern, those showers will ease off through the day, and there's plenty of dry weather as we head in towards Wednesday itself. Plenty of clear sky as well down this eastern side through Hawke's Bay and up in towards Gisborne. We find the showers clearing off for a time through parts of Carpentry and Wellington, and they'll ease off quite nicely through the morning and just return as we head in towards the evening. You can see there's more cloud pushing back in by the end of the day. In terms of our temperatures, well, there's nothing cold on these charts. The lowest I can see around about 7 degrees Celsius there for the central plateau as we head through towards those early hours of Thursday morning, but generally by day, highs back to around about 17s and 18s in the far north, 14s and 15s as we head down towards the likes of, say, Wellington. Down for the Southland, again, we've got that east-west split. More wet weather on that western coast of the Southland as we go through the rest of Wednesday. Through the afternoon and evening, we'll find a bit of more cloud feeding towards Southland and Otago, and a bit of patchy, scattered rain more than anything else. But you can see that clears off pretty nicely as we head through the afternoon. And we should be left with some clear skies once we head back in towards the evening and into the night. But other than a bit of patchy cloud around that eastern side for Canterbury and up in towards Marlborough, not a bad story. We are going to keep hold of that wet weather on the western coast, and it's worth saying we may well find some more wet weather as we head through towards Thursday as well. So there may well be more severe weather watches and warnings issued for Westland, Buller, and even down in towards Fiordland as well. In terms of our temperatures, even on the Southland, we're going to find our daytime highs back to around about 16s and 17s around this eastern coast. Not a bad story there. And again, there's nothing particularly cold. This is now as we go through in towards the early hours of June. So 31st of May into that 1st of June, low temperatures, 5s and 6s. Not a bad story at all. As we go through towards Thursday, that first day of June, we're going to have a good northwesterly. So our temperatures on this eastern side pretty high for that first day of the new month. We're going to keep hold of that east-west split, though. You can see there's more heavy rainfall on that western coast as these fronts push up, pushing that rainfall in towards parts of Southland as well. Could be some more heavy falls. So again, we are going to be likely to be seeing some severe weather watches and warnings issued. A good squeeze of those winds ahead of this as well. So we may well find a rather blustery story in towards Wellington and around the Canterbury High Country once more. But it will be a relatively mild story as we go through towards the start of June. but we are going to find it's a rather blustery and wet one as we go towards that first day. Things do change. The winds tend to touch more southerly as we head in towards the weekend, so there's still plenty more to keep a close eye on. But I think at the moment, that western coast is going to bear the brunt of the weather with more heavy rain to come for Thursday. That's it from me. This is from metservice.com.